Good day, everyone. How are you doing today? Welcome back again to another video. You are listening and watching to Math with Teacher Riva. Today, you are going to relearn and learn another set of math concepts, all written and said in English. Are you ready to learn something today? Well, it's good if you are very willing to learn today. Can you do 2 thumbs up before we start? Alright, good job. Let's begin our video today with a short recap on what we have learned last time. On the last video that you have watched and listened to, we talked about weight measurement, right? Yes, we have discussed and learned weight measurement using this tool. What tool is this? Alright, it's a spring scale. Again, what is this called? Spring scale. Very good. Now, a spring scale has the units called gram for light objects and kilogram for heavy objects. Let's try, for example, this one. When we measure objects using a spring scale, we have to put the objects into the pan before we can get the measurement. We need to take note of the pointer, the unit to use, and the weight, of course. The pointer is the arrow over here. You look at where it is pointing. Okay, now where is the pointer pointing to? Again, where is the pointer pointing to? Alright, it's pointing at number 1. The sugar, is it heavy or light? It's quite light, right? So our unit to use is kilogram or kg for abbreviation. Therefore, our weight would be 1 kilogram. How about these long guns? Pointer, unit, weight. Okay, what is the weight of these long guns? What is the weight of these long guns? Alright, we look at the pointer now. Where is the pointer pointing to? Let's try to look at the arrow and it points somewhere over here. The pointer points between 2 and 3. Can you see it? Again, it is pointing at 2, between 2 and 3. And it's in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's in the 5th division. Now, what unit are we going to use? Both kilogram and gram. Now, What is the weight of these fruits? It weighs 2 kilograms and 500 grams. Alright, let's try. Let's pick 2 examples that we had last time to see if you can still remember. Measuring these long guns, we need to have pointer, the unit, and the weight. Can you follow? Okay, now, where is the pointer pointing to? Great job! It is pointing between 2 and 3 again this time, right? And it's pointing particularly at the first division. So our pointer is between 2 and 3 and on the first division. Now, what unit are we going to use? Still, we are going to use kilogram and gram. What is the weight of our long guns? Okay, good job. 2 kilograms and 100 grams. The long guns weigh 2 kilograms and 100 grams. Let's read again. The long guns weigh 2 kilograms and 100 grams. Okay? Next one. Let's try to measure this papaya. Again, when you measure objects, you put the object to be measured in the pan of the spring scale before we can read it. Okay, now we've placed the papaya. We need to identify the pointer, unit, and the weight. Now, look at the pointer. Where is the pointer pointing to? Very good. It is pointing at between 1 and 2. And it's in the 1, 2. It's in the second division. So our pointer points between 1 and 2 on the second division. So the unit we're going to use is the papaya, heavy or light? It is heavy, so we're going to use kilograms and grams still. Now, what is the weight of the papaya? Very good. It's 1 kilogram and 200 grams. The papaya weighs 1 kilogram and 200 grams. Again, the papaya weighs 1 kilogram and 200 grams. Can you read it together? Papaya weighs 1 kilogram and 200 grams. Those are the steps on how you're going to read and measure objects, fruits, using a spring scale. It's not quite hard now. You just have to be observant enough to where the pointer is pointing to. Okay, now we are going to have another set of concepts for today. Today, we are going to, but before that, let's review the weight measurement tools. Aside from the spring scale, we also have the bathroom scale, the digital scale, balance scale used for gemstone shops, balance scale used for herbal shops, and of course, the last is the platform scale. These are other measurement tools that people can use when getting the weight of certain objects or even people. As I have said, let's move on to another concept for today. For today, we are going to talk about volume measurement. Repeat after me, please. Say, volume measurement. Volume measurement. Okay. Because we are done with measuring the weight of objects and people, now it's time to measure volume. What is volume? Volume is the capacity of a container to contain specific goods. In this topic, we're going to include measuring volume of dry goods, measuring volume of liquid goods, and lastly, measuring volume in liters and milliliters. Again, included in this video is measuring volume of dry goods, measuring volume of liquid goods, and measuring volume in liters and milliliters. Alright, dry goods and liquid goods, we're going to know it today. There are two types of goods or products that you can measure the volume to. First, we have the dry goods. Now, everybody, repeat after me, please. Say, dry goods. Okay, what are dry goods? These are goods that are not wet because they are dry, or it's something that we can feel and touch with our hands. For example, this one. What is this? These are rice grains, or this is an uncooked rice. An uncooked rice is an example of a dry good because we can feel and we can touch it with our bare hands. Okay, that's the first example. Next, another example of a dry good is flour. Flour. This is what you use when you try to bake something. This is a flour. Flour is another example of a dry good. Again, it is a dry good because we can feel and we can touch it with our bare hands. Next, we can also consider this one as a dry good because we can feel and touch it again. This is a salt. Salt. Rice, flour, salt, And lastly, we can also consider this one as a dry good. Sugar. Sugar. These are just few examples of dry goods. There are a lot out there that we consider as dry goods. Can you name some? You can write it on your notebook if you know some other dry goods. Again, these are called dry goods because it's something that we can touch and feel with our bare hands. Next, another type of good is called liquid goods. Again, another type of good is what we call liquid goods. Liquid goods are goods that we can touch but we cannot completely feel because it is wet and it's not solid. It's not hard. It is liquid. For example, to make things clear, oil. An oil is an example of a liquid good. Oil. We also have here an automotive lubricant or something that we use in our cars. Automotive lubricant. We also consider vinegar as a liquid good. Vinegar. Fourth, we also have soy sauce. Soy sauce is also a liquid good. And lastly, we can also have water. Water is the most common example of a liquid good. Things or a thing that is common to all of them is that they are liquids. We can touch them, but we cannot completely feel their content because of their components. Again, liquid goods. Some of these goods are used when we cook foods, and this one when we do something to have energy for our car or clean the car. Yes, it's all the liquid goods. Again, there are two types of liquid goods. First, oil, automotive lubricants, vinegar, soy sauce, and water. There are other examples of liquid goods, still a lot more out there. If you know something, you can jot it down on your notebook. Again, dry goods and liquid goods. Now, how do we measure these goods, these dry goods, and these liquid goods? Of course, like weight measurement, we also have volume measuring tools. Let's have first tools appropriate for dry goods. First, we have here bucket. Everybody, repeat after me. Bucket. B-U-C-K-E-T. Bucket. A bucket is used to measure dry good. For example, bucket of sticky rice. bucket of sticky rice. What is this? Alright, very good. It's a bucket. Next, another tool to measure dry goods is a liter measure. Again, this is a liter measure. Can you repeat after me? I say first, then you say after. Liter measure. Okay. Liter measure can also be used to measure dry goods. For example, a liter of millet. This one. A liter of millet. Okay, what is this? Liter measure. Good job. Next, another tool to use in measuring a dry good, we have the red one. It's called a cup or a measuring cup. Again, listen to teacher and repeat after me. Measuring cup. Okay, very good. And it can also be used to measure a dry good. Example, a cup of flour. This one, a cup of flour. What is this? Measuring cup. Very good. Last one for dry goods, we also have this white tool. It's a teaspoon. Again, teaspoon. Alright, good job. Teaspoon, we also have tablespoon. These spoons can also be used to measure dry goods. So we had 4 for dry goods. We have bucket, liter measure, measuring cup, and a teaspoon or a tablespoon. How about if we try to measure liquid goods? We also have a tool for that. First, we have this one. We also have measuring cup for liquid goods. Measuring cup is for small amounts or for something that we use to prepare our food or the food itself. Yes. First, again, it's the measuring cup. Another one is for liquid goods, we can use this one. This is called a graduated cylinder. Again, this is a graduated cylinder. Usually, graduated cylinders are used by scientists, chemists, those who are measuring chemicals or medicine. They use graduated cylinder. For example, 5 milliliters of concentrated vinegar or 5 milliliters of soy sauce. Like that. Only small amount of liquid can be measured using a graduated cylinder. Okay, again, what is this, please? Graduated cylinder. Very good. Let's have one more. Another tool for measuring a liquid good is this one. This is called an oil measure with spout. Again, it's called oil measure with spout. From the word itself, this tool measures plainly oils. For example, 1 liter of automotive lubricant. 1 liter of automotive lubricant. Alright, For the liquid goods, we can use, what is this again? Measuring cup. Very good. How about this? Graduated cylinder. And the last one is oil measure with spout. Okay, can you follow? Okay, we have 3, and for dry goods we had 4. If you cannot remember, please watch it again in your free time. How do we measure dry goods? Do we just plainly put the good in the tool and just estimate it? No, we have to sweep the excess off the top of each measuring tool, just like this picture. Sweep, or you take off the excess amount of the good on top of each measuring tool. Not only in teaspoons or tablespoons, we can also sweep off dry goods, the excess of it, using the bucket, the liter measure, and the measuring cup. Again, when we measure dry goods, you have to sweep the excess off the top of each measuring tool, just like the picture above. That is how you're going to measure dry goods. How about to measure liquid goods? For liquid goods, you need to fill the object to the correct volume. Again, you need to fill the object or the tool to the correct volume. Just look at the picture above. You're going to pour the liquid good onto the measuring tool until it arrives into the correct volume. Okay? That's for dry goods and liquid goods. Tools. For dry goods, you have bucket, liter measure, measuring cup, teaspoon or tablespoon. For liquid goods, measuring cup, graduated cylinder, and oil measure with spout. When you measure dry goods, make sure to sweep off the excess of the measuring tool, and for liquid goods, fill the object to the correct volume. Okay, now, abbreviation for liters, we can use L. For milliliters, we can use ml. 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. So, 2 liters is equal to, how do we get it? It's 2 times 1,000 milliliters, right? So that means if you have 2 liters of bottled juice, this bottled juice measures 2,000 milliliters because 2 liters bottle of orange juice is equal to 2,000 milliliters. Again, liters use L, milliliters can use ml. Alright, let's play a very short game. Let's have guess what? You are just going to identify what tool is correct to use when we measure the following objects. Let's have the first one. We have here a Salol et menthol mixture. What do you think do we have to use when we measure them? Is it a teaspoon or a graduated cylinder? Very good. You use the table, spoon, or the teaspoon. Great job. Next. What will you use when you measure the flour? What do you use if you will measure the flour? First, is it a bucket or measuring cups? Bucket, measuring cups. Good job! You use measuring cups. Well done! How about if we measure an automotive lubricant? Automotive lubricant. Do we use a measuring cup or an oil measure with spout? Is it measuring cup or an oil measure with spout? Right, very good. You use oil measure with spout. Good job. Let's have the second to the last picture. What do we use if we try to measure a perfume essence? Is it a graduated cylinder or a measuring cup? Since measuring cup is for usually something that we can eat, so we put and measure perfume essence with a graduated cylinder. Keep it up. Let's have the last one. Let's try to measure a pandan juice. We will try to measure a pandan juice. What are we going to use? Do we need to use a bucket or a measuring cup? A bucket or measuring cup? Very good. We are going to use a measuring cup. Great job, everybody. You did a great job for today. Now, I think that would be the end of our video. Thank you all for listening and for watching. This has been Math with Teacher Riva. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much and keep safe always. Goodbye.